No one wants to find the killer of Billy Little more than Jamie Snow.
Tell me how long you have been here at Stateville.
I've been here 17 years.
Saying that feels like what?
It doesn't feel good.
He's been behind these barbed wired walls at Stateville Correctional Center almost as long as the man he's accused of killing, Billy Little, was alive. And he spent every waking minute fighting to prove he was railroaded.
What keeps you going?
Hope. I've got hope. And my family, my kids.
I met your family. They love you so much.
Yeah, I know. And I love them. I'm so proud of them, you know, and they've kept me going. So.
Despite an alibi, no murder weapon ever being recovered, none of his fingerprints found at the murder scene, and a past polygraph, McLean County prosecutors maintain they convicted the right guy. But our Andrea Isom is investigating in Chicago, where the Exoneration Project is claiming the legal system got this one wrong.
The whole conviction is a joke. There was never any proof he had anything to do with it.
Attorneys John Lovey and Tara Thompson have spent years fighting to free the wrongly accused, and now they're out to get justice, not only for Jamie, but for Billy Little, too.
We don't yet know who killed Bill Little, but we know that Jamie Snow didn't do it.
Tara and John began looking for answers, and they say what they uncovered blows the prosecution's case wide open.
What about this one is different?
What's different about Jamie's case is the lengths that the state went to develop a case against him.
Problem one, the state's star witness, Danny Martinez, who testified at trial he came face to face with Billy's killer that night, yet failed on 4 different occasions to pick Jamie out of a police lineup. Problem two, the Exoneration Project also discovered the patrol officer at the gas station that night shot down Martinez's entire story. They say that officer testified he didn't see anyone approach Danny Martinez.
This police officer was standing across the street watching him at that exact very moment. There's no way to get around it. And this isn't my evidence. This is their evidence.
Martinez did finally pick Jamie out of a lineup, but it was 8 years after the murder. And just listen to cops interrogate him just moments before he makes the positive ID.
Do you know a person by the name of Jamie Snow? No, I've never met the person, but I've heard the name around town.
The Exoneration Project claims that's Bloomington detectives leading Martinez to pick Jamie out of that 5th lineup.
You've never seen his face that you're aware of? That I'm aware of. I haven't been. You've just heard his name? Right. I've seen, I don't know if Detective Kroll had showed me pictures of him, or if he was one of the guys in the lineup.
Detectives mentioned Jamie Snow's name 5 times in just 8 questions.
Did you know his face? No, not at all.
Cops also said they had a prison snitch who overheard Snow bragging about killing Billy Little.
According to the state's theory, Jamie Snow is essentially, traveling around the Illinois prisons telling people he hasn't seen in years that he killed Bill Little.
The Exoneration Project says that never happened. They claim prosecutors cut deals with informants in exchange for testifying.
They were all desperate people who were given deals and given things to say these things. It's very easy to say, oh yeah, he said he did it. Those are just words, but there's no proof.
In fact, evidence not presented but uncovered by the Exoneration Project reveals all of those so-called informants testifying against Snow were given polygraph tests and failed.
They knew these people were not telling the truth, and they put them on the stand anyway. I mean, they hid the polygraph tests from us and used them anyway.
And now the Exoneration Project is asking another big question. Was the reward money used to motivate the prison informants into testifying?
We know that there were many people who were seeking assistance from the state, people who might have had a motive to testify falsely against Jamie in order to get reward money or to tell the police something that wasn't true in order to get paid. And so we want to know who it is that got that reward money.
They just keep saying, we have no record of it. I don't buy it for a second.
So how did all of these inconsistencies and unanswered questions slip by Jamie's defense team during his trial? Well, that leads to shocking allegations about his defense attorney, claiming during trial, Jamie's lawyer was reportedly holding court at the local bar.
This is not during trial, 2 to 3 alcoholic drinks during lunches.
In this audio recording obtained by Crime Watch Daily, the judge hears a motion accusing Jamie's attorney of being an alcoholic and asking for his representation to be ruled ineffective because of his excessive drinking.
Not only is he an alcoholic, he has mental illness issues. These go back to dates preceding the trial.
And if that's not enough damning evidence, Jamie's attorney was later disbarred after being accused of stealing $200,000 from one of his elderly clients.
We know that Jamie's lawyer had a lot of personal problems during this time, and when you're on trial for your life, that's not the attorney that you want representing you, but that's the lawyer that Jamie got.
He was not prepared. In no way, shape, or form, he wasn't prepared. So here I sit.
This is a case where there's little threads that just don't make sense, and you start picking at those threads and the whole thing unravels, and that's true for Jamie.
Of course, we had a lot of questions for the state's attorney's office about Jamie Snow, and initially they agreed to do a sit-down interview on camera with us about this case. Then they decided to back out.
What McLean prosecutors did tell us is the truth is in witness testimony and hundreds of pages of court transcripts. But as the Exoneration Project began to dig deeper, it found at least 6 of those state's witnesses have since recanted their testimony. And many of those witnesses now believe Jamie Snow is innocent.
When you start examining this case carefully, it just doesn't stand up to scrutiny.
Up next, a key piece of evidence that Jamie says proves police and prosecutors were out to convict him.
Were you offered any plea deals to testify against Jamie?